started. Go ahead. Folks, settle down.
We're your tour guides for the desert. I'm Rebecca, that's Carissa, Chelsea, and Janaki. So we're going to take you to the Gobi Desert. So have you ever wondered why there are actually deserts, or like why there are no deserts in New Jersey, or why there are deserts at all? Well, we know because a guy named George Hadley thought of the idea of air circulatory patterns. So it all starts at the equator, where the hot air rises and starts going up and losing the heat. So it traps a lot of moisture, and that's why it's really wet at the equator. So the cool air gets pushed towards the poles when the hot air keeps going up, it keeps getting pushed, and then it gets pushed, and then it loses its density, and then it starts coming down again. It gains its water absorbing capacity and absorbs all the sun's rays. So that's basically why it's wet, dry. The deserts of the world. There's the deserts here. Also because of the Hadley fault, deserts only occur 15 to 30 degrees from the equator. They're not anywhere like up there at the poles, you know. So there's deserts over here, near the Sahara, and the Gobi. So you're going to go to the desert, and what do you want to wear? You want to wear something that's light, that's going to really not make you so hot. You want to wear something that covers your entire face, and that's light-colored and light fabric, so it blocks out the sun and keeps you entirely covered. This guy here, he's wearing sandals. You don't really want to do that because the sand can get into your feet and then just like roll away. But he's wearing light-colored clothing, which is good because it blocks out the heat. It bounces it back.
Okay. The Gobi Desert is a very harsh desert. It's unlike any other desert because, it's normally covered with snow or ice. It's a cold desert. It's not your stereotypical hot, sandy desert. When it hardly rains in the Gobi Desert, but when it does rain, it rains in very violent bursts of rain. And the animals that live there would need extreme adaptations to survive. In the desert, the scientists have identified about 49 species of mammals, 15 reptile species, and amphibians, and over 150 species of birds. These are some of the animals. I'm going to cover a couple of animals. In the desert, most of the animals are endangered or extinct. I'm going to cover 3 animals that are very rare and really close to extinction. The first animal is the snow leopard, right here. And its adaptations are, they have a long tail for balance. They have wide fur-covered paws that are wide, covered with fur. Wow, I just said that. They act as snowshoes for the lion. They have leopard. They have really they have really thick, insulated hair. They're able to jump as far as 50 feet to climb the mountains of the desert and catch their prey. They're endangered due to human competition in their environment. A lot of the food and habitat we're destroying from them, so they have to compete with us, and we're pretty much winning. The second one is the Bactrian camel. It's not the same as the dromedary camel, which has 1 hump. This one has 2. It's the only place it's found in the wild is in the Gobi Desert. Otherwise, it's raised in captivity right now. The humps are used to store fat, and the fat can be converted to water and energy when they need it. And when the fat's used up, the humps become flabby. They also have 2 rows of eyelashes and thick, bushy eyebrows to protect their eyes from the sand that may blow into their eyes. And they also are able to close their nostrils to keep the sand out. And yeah, they're really endangered. find them in the Gobi Desert. And then there's the Gobi bear, which I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the Gobi bear. It's the only desert-dwelling bear in the world, pretty much. And they estimate that there's about only 50 left of them in the world. They have really long limbs, and compared to other bears. And they're competing for food and water and everything, and they also haven't adapted like some of the other animals have as well. So their population fluctuates due to weather, amount of resources left, and everything else. There's a lot of plant diversity in the desert. The plants are adapted to drought. They're able to store water in their roots and everything. They have their own ways. There's a lot of different plants. Some of them are the gray sparrow saltwort, needlegrass, gray sagebush, which is right here, and brittle grass, which is